Is the Sunny Health and Fitness Smart Treadmill Intensive Quiet Auto Incline/Decline actually worth it for the average home gym enthusiast? Or is it something only serious runners should consider? Who will get the most mileage out of the auto incline feature, and who would be better off putting their budget toward a simpler walking platform? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, and I'm going to walk through the exact scenarios that make this treadmill a good or a not-so-good fit. When you first see a treadmill that promises commercial-level performance, the first hesitation is usually about space and noise. I've spent a lot of time in small apartments and in shared garage gyms, and the biggest mistake people make is buying a machine that either dominates the room or turns the whole house into a construction site. The Sunny model tries to solve both problems with a relatively compact footprint and a claim of quiet operation. In practice, the deck does absorb a decent amount of impact, so you can run at a moderate pace without feeling the whole floor vibrate. That's a real win if you live above a bedroom or have a toddler napping nearby. The first thing I looked at after unpacking was the setup. The treadmill arrives in a few large boxes, and you need a screwdriver and a bit of patience to bolt the deck together. It's not a plug-and-play experience, but the instructions are straightforward and the whole thing can be assembled in under an hour if you have a friend to hold the handrails while you tighten the bolts. The biggest hidden trade-off here is the weight of the unit. Once it's built, moving it is a two-person job. If you anticipate rearranging your home gym often, this is a factor you can't ignore. Daily usability is where the treadmill's design choices start to show up. The console is a touchscreen that runs a few built-in workout programs, and the auto incline/decline motor can shift the deck up to 15% in either direction. For someone who wants to simulate hill repeats without manually adjusting the incline, this is a genuine convenience. I tried a 30-minute cardio interval where the incline automatically rose to 12% for a minute, dropped back down, and then climbed again later in the session. The transition was smooth, and I felt a noticeable increase in heart rate without having to stop and fiddle with a lever. That kind of hands-free variation is where the Smart label earns its keep. But the auto incline feature also introduces a practical downside. The motor that tilts the deck uses a separate gear system, and if you run at higher speeds while the incline is changing, the treadmill can feel a little wobblier than a static incline model. In my experience, the wobble is only noticeable when you push past a 10 miles per hour pace, which is beyond what most casual joggers aim for. If you're training for a marathon and regularly hit faster speeds, you might prefer a treadmill with a more robust incline mechanism or a dedicated running platform that isolates the incline motor from the belt drive. The deck itself is spacious enough for taller users, about 20 inches wide and 55 inches long, so you don't have to worry about clipping your feet on the sides during a long stride. The shock-absorbing surface feels softer than a standard gym treadmill, which is a blessing for joint-sensitive walkers or anyone who mixes running with daily recovery sessions. I used it for a 45-minute walk-run hybrid, and the impact on my knees was noticeably less than what I felt on a cheaper treadmill in a friend's basement. That comfort translates into real-world value because you're less likely to develop overuse injuries that force you to skip workouts. Now, who should actually buy this machine? If you're a fitness enthusiast who likes to vary intensity without stopping, the auto incline is a strong selling point. It's also a solid choice for people who need a quiet treadmill for a home office or an apartment. Once the deck is assembled, the motor hum stays under 70 dB, which is comparable to a dishwasher running in the next room. The built-in programs are geared toward weight loss, cardio endurance, and interval training, so anyone who follows a structured plan will appreciate the ready-made sessions. Lastly, the multi-grip handrail system provides a couple of different hand positions, which is handy if you're doing upper body cardio or need extra stability while you're still figuring out your stride. Conversely, there are clear reasons to skip this treadmill. First, the price point sits higher than entry-level models that only offer a basic belt and a manual incline. If you're a beginner who just wants to walk a few thousand steps a day, you might be better off with a simpler, less expensive unit. Second, the treadmill's weight and assembly requirements make it a poor fit for renters who can't drill holes or who anticipate moving out soon. Third, Serious runners who regularly clock speeds above 10 miles per hour and need ultra-precise belt alignment may find the occasional wobble during incline changes a nuisance. For those users, a treadmill marketed specifically for high-intensity training would likely be a safer bet. Looking at the broader